Why are we getting divorced? Florida Blue has denied the surgery. Grand Design didn't call me. Lippert didn't call me. You know, woman is definitely out. If I go down, whoops, if I go down, who's gonna come get me? Today I'm back at the beautiful Alino State Park in High Springs, Florida. And I'm gonna go over a little update on a few things that are going on with Downsizing Makes Sense. I'm gonna go over my RV repair and what's going on with my broken spring hanger. And then my trip back from the Outer Banks back to Florida did have a couple of hiccups. Give a little update on my illness and the problem with my neck and neck surgery. The big one is the divorce. What's going on with the divorce? Then what is going on with me, the channel Downsizing Makes Sense, and where I'm gonna be this year. I figured the best place to talk about this stuff was on a hike. So it's a beautiful December day. It's nice and cool. And I'm on a beautiful place. I'm on the river trail, which is at Alino State Park. Today is Friday, I think December 11th. And this is a current update on what's going on. I'm here at the Santa Fe River and there's like no water flow right now. I didn't realize in the winter there's like no water flow. Okay, the first thing is the RV repair. My last video, I talked about how the spring hanger got broken, and a welder came and got it all welded up so I could get back to Florida, so I could have a permanent repair done in Florida. But before I left, I ended up replacing the bolt that was in there. I had some fresh bolts to put in there. And then I also had to replace the bushing that was inside the spring because that got destroyed. And I actually just happened to keep a spring with me. So I pushed out the bushing that was in the spring that I had and put it in the spring that was on the reflection, and I was good to go back to Florida. So I go to take off from the Outer Banks. I decided to take the ferry to Ocracoke for a couple of nights, and that was awesome. And then I take the ferry from Ocracoke to Swan Quarter. I'm on the highway, I'm cruising along, everything's great, about an hour on the road, and then the TPMS started going up, beep, 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 beep. So sure enough, I pull over, I got lucky, I pulled into this farm, and I had a flat. Not only was it a flat, but it was a tear in the tire. There's no way to fix it with a plug. You can see I drove over something pretty good there. So I decided to put the spare. I put the spare on. Within about half an hour, I had the spare on. The people at the farm were super cool and let me do it at their farm and gave me a place to turn around. I got back on the road. I'm good. Thank you very much. I guess your husband that was talked to? Uh-huh. Super nice to let me use your property to fix it up and get back on the road.
Well, I hope you have a good Thanksgiving.
Yes. So I start cruising back to Florida. I wasn't sure how long I was going to take, but I was feeling good. So it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm cruising along, and all of a sudden I'm in South Carolina, and like all of a sudden I hear the beep again, the TPMS beep. Beep, 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 and like the quick leakage thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding. I thought it was like a mistake. So I ended up pulling off the highway and I pull into a gas station, and sure enough, another tire had a puncture. It had a hole in it. So I go and I look at the hole is more than a hole. It is another tear in there's no way I could repair it. So I'm here at this gas station, and it was Thanksgiving night. So the gas station was closed. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna pull the slides out and sleep there for the night, and I did. It was great, no problem. It was close to the highway. It wasn't too bad. So I get up the next morning, I start looking for tire repair places, and I just got lucky, and like 8 miles away was a Goodyear, and that's what I got on my RV. I got Goodyears, and the Goodyear was open the morning after Thanksgiving, and they were opening at 8 o'clock. So I got there first thing. And what I had to do, I had to drop the fifth wheel right there at the gas station. I spoke to the gas station people. I said, I'm gonna be a couple hours. So I took both tires off of the RV. Luckily I have 2 jacks and 2 jack stands, and I got it all set up. I got down to the Goodyear, dropped the tires off at the Goodyear, and they had them new tires on there in a couple hours, and I was back on the road. And luckily I was headed back to Florida. Now I've got, all new tires on there, And I was able to put the spare back into the RV. I was really hoping I wasn't gonna have another, a TPMS beeping on my way back, but I ended up good and I got all the way back to Florida. No problems from that point. It's moments like this that have helped me heal. I'm sitting out here on this log that's sticking out in the Santa Fe River and just listening to the birds and the quietness. Is that awesome or what? Now that's healing. Okay, now the hard part. How do I get up off of this tree again? Normally I would stand up and walk in these situations, but I'm a little too unsteady on my feet, so I'm just crawling all the way back up. Okay, this is a good time to talk about some of my illnesses. A couple of months ago, I did a video about how my neck was messed up. And I have to have neck surgery because I have a nerve in my neck that is pressing and causing my left arm to go numb. So I'm going to actually come across the Santa Fe River here. This is, usually there's water flowing around here, but I think I can cross here no problem and keep my feet dry. So my neurosurgeon in Orlando had agreed to do the TDR surgery, which is what I wanted, the total disc replacement. And he put it on the schedule. So I had it scheduled for November 9th. And, but at that point, I had decided to take off to the Outer Banks to kind of chill out and see if I could feel better. And so November rolled around and I called the doctor and I said, I'm starting to feel a little better. I still have numbness in my arm, but I still feel a little better. Can we postpone it? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Let's put it off to December. So they ended up scheduling it to December 18th. So I'm like, that's fine. I'll be back from the Outer Banks at that point, and we'll see if the neck gets any better. So I get back to Florida and I call the doctor, and at this point it's early December, and I said, my neck is feeling really good. I'm not going to have that many symptoms anymore. And I talked about postponing my surgery again, past into December 18th. And they said, oh, by the way, Florida Blue has denied the surgery for you anyways. And we went through the appeal process and they've still denied it. We haven't given up, but we're going to keep trying to get you scheduled for the surgery. So, I wasn't going to have a surgery on December 18th because Florida Blue wasn't willing to pay for it. So I'm like, that's fine. Let's make an appointment for January, and we'll see how the arm and the neck and everything is by then. So now it's December 11th today, and my neck feels great. I mean, I haven't had any pain in my arm or numbness or anything for like the last week or so. So I'm hoping I never have to have this surgery, and I hope to just keep rocking. Will that go okay for the rest of my life? Probably not, but I figure the longest I can postpone it, the better. So I see my neurosurgeon again on January 20th, and then I'll put a plan together with him from there. As far as Florida Blue and the insurance, I think that if the surgeon really thought I needed the surgery, we could keep battling with the insurance company and then maybe eventually get it approved. I did get signed up for Obamacare for 1 more year. It's a little different this year because Alice and I are divorcing, so I had to get my own Obamacare plan, which is crazy money. I'm going to spend almost $1,000 a month for my Obamacare plan just for me. But this is what I have to do because I have to have my infusions every month anyways. So to me, it's worth it. If I spend $12,000 a year on insurance, it's worth it because my infusions cost $50,000 per infusion. That's 12 times a year. Is this awesome here or what? There's nobody here today. I've got the whole place to myself. It's so quiet. It's nice and cool. I'm on my way up to walk up to the river sink. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, one thing I forgot to mention about the RV repair. I was driving to Orlando from Gainesville one day for a doctor's appointment, and I get a call out of the blue, but it's one of those, you got to take this just in case, some random number, and I take the call, and it's a tech from Lippert. And he's like, hey man, I'm just calling to let you know I'm about 30 minutes out to come by and fix your RV. I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. He goes, oh, I'm coming to fix your fifth wheel. Oh shoot, scared me. How you doing? Hey. I'm coming to fix your fifth wheel. And I'm like, well, I don't know anything about this. What are you talking about? I go, how do you even know where I am? You're coming to fix it. You know, you don't even know where I am. He goes, you're in Frisco, North Carolina. I go, no, I'm not. I haven't been there for over 2 weeks. And I said, so obviously you come all the way out to the Outer Banks to come fix me our RV, and I'm not there. So he's like, okay. And I said, I still need my RV fixed permanently. He said, oh, I just spent the night in Kitty Hawk. He actually drove there, spent the night in Kitty Hawk in a hotel to come fix my RV. So Grand Design didn't call me and give me a warning. Lippert didn't call me. Nobody told me anything. I had no idea what the guy was talking about. So he said at the end of the call, he's like, no problem. We got a guy in Florida. Where are you in Florida? I said, Gainesville. He goes, we got a guy that'll come up to you in Gainesville. I'll get it on the schedule. You'll expect a call from Lippert here soon, and we'll get you fixed up. It's all good. I go, well, enjoy the Outer Banks, man. It's awesome. Okay, let's see if I can navigate across these rocks without falling down, because the legs are not doing that great either. I'm surviving. I'm still good. I can make it. The problem is, if I go down, whoops, if I go down, who's gonna come get me? Okay, in the middle of my video, and I nearly got ran over by Lori back there. Fifth wheel. Oh shoot, scared me. How you doing? Hey. And I stopped him and said, hey man, I like your bikes. And I started talking to these guys, and they recognized me. So it is Lori, Chris,
Kim,
and Kim. And man, we have had an awesome time just hanging out here on the trail. So tell me, you guys, what do you guys love about Olino State Park?
everything. It's beautiful. It's completely different from our South Florida environment. So anytime we can get out of that, we're always happy to travel. We're ready to go.
The beauty is remarkable. The weather is just amazing.
Yeah, this crazy one likes it cold. So.
It is cold.
So we ended up talking about lots of different things. I can't believe the stuff we talked about on the trailer. We talked about divorce.
We did.
We talked about illnesses. Yeah. You know, all the stuff that people our age talk about now, right?
Our animals.
But I got to watch myself on this trail, because when these guys came by on these bicycles, they could just run you right over. So I've got to keep my eye open while I'm finishing this video. Okay, there they go. Back on the trail. God, that was awesome. Every once in a while, I meet some awesome people while I'm out hiking or doing something fun like this. And today, that was fantastic. It was Lori, Chris, and Kim. Okay, this is good timing to talk about divorce, because I just had a long talk with the girls about my divorce with Alice and what's going on. They're like, what's going on? We want to know what this real story is. So it turns out that we will be officially divorced on January 1st because of taxes and Obamacare and all that kind of stuff. We had to do it starting the beginning of the year. We signed all the paperwork and did all that stuff about maybe a month or so ago, maybe 8 weeks ago. So what happened was, when I did the video about divorce, somebody reached out to me, a lawyer reached out to me. He said, hey, I've been watching your channel for a long time. He goes, I'd be glad to do your divorce for you. And I said, for free. And I said, wow, that is awesome. So what I did was I said, I don't really want this divorce. Alice does. So you're gonna have to work with Alice. So I handed it over to Alice. I said, I'm not gonna fight you on this. Work with the divorce lawyer and just let me know if you need anything from me, but I don't want to be driving. I don't want to be in the driver's seat for the divorce. That has to be you. If that's what you want, then take it over. And she did. And she got right on it. She got all the paperwork done and got me to do all my paperwork. And we made agreements on all the money. And it was literally from the time he sent us the paperwork, it was done in a week. And we're just waiting now for January 1st to happen because of the whole Obamacare thing. So we'll do our taxes together for 2025. And then in 2026, we're on our own thing. So the divorce, it will be official January 1st in like just a couple weeks. Okay, so what everybody wants to know, including the girls that I just met, is why are we getting divorced? And it really comes down to Alice just wants to be on her own, and she wants to, you know, basically captain her own ship from now on. It's not really anything against me. She just wants to be alone and be independent and control her whole life. And we're still really good friends. I talk, you know, we either talk or text every day, and I see her when I'm in the Gainesville area. I see her quite a bit. I had to take all the stuff because I had all my junk in her second bedroom. I had to move all my junk out. So I had to get a storage unit and in Gainesville and move all my junk into the storage unit, which is fine. So I've just been helping her, you know, with everything like that. So we get along great. I've got my own storage unit. It's a 10 by 10. It's here in Gainesville. I've got it whittled down to just Larry stuff now. So this is all my tools and just crap that I just cannot get rid of. Well, something else I talked about with the girls I just met is that sometimes, even if you've been together for 40 years, you just want to be alone. You just want your own space. You want your own thing. And after 40 years together, she just wants to be and do her own thing and be alone, and definitely doesn't want to live with me anymore, and definitely does not want to live in an RV anymore. One thing that I have really learned about myself in this last few months is that I am no picnic. I have got lots of issues that make it very hard for somebody to want to live with me. So I totally get it. I don't know exactly every reason what's going on and why I'm getting divorced, but I know that Alice has reasons and she's got some good ones. So how am I doing with the divorce? I am actually doing awesome. I'm doing surprisingly awesome, and my buddies also are shocked how well I'm doing through the divorce. I won't say it has been easy. The first few months were tough, but it just takes time to kind of get used to the idea of being alone. And now that I am alone, it is awesome. Some of my buddies are like, man, you're full of shit, man. How can you be doing awesome? But I am. And the reason I'm doing awesome is because of the group of friends that I have that have rallied around me during all of this. I will tell you, I have about 20 guy friends and a couple of girls out there that have really helped me out. I'm telling you, these are guys, some of them are married, some of them are divorced, some of them are single, some of them are widowed. So, you know, guys from my life, from the last 40 years, some of these guys I've known since I was 3 years old. And when they found out that I was getting divorced, they started calling and started, figuring out what's going on. And I'm not talking about like a quick small talk, 5-minute conversation, like, how you doing? Everything's good? Okay, no. I'm talking about hour-long, 2-hour-long phone conversations about deep stuff, about life, about death, about marriage, about divorce, about, anxiety and things going on in our lives. I'm talking about like really serious, deep, vulnerable conversations that have been very, very helpful in getting through this. And, at some point I kind of realized that being alone, it's not terrible, it's all good. The other thing is that Alice and I still have a great relationship. She just doesn't want to live with me anymore. And once I got over that, I realized that everything's going to be good. But the main thing is that these mostly guys that have reached out to me and have these phone conversations. Okay, I'm sitting here by the banks of the Santa Fe River here. I am so grateful to these guys. I want to thank them personally. And I'm just gonna call off their first names, and this is no particular order. Vinny, Trace, Tony, Dave, Mark, Mike, Chuck, JB, Truett, Eric, Christopher, Keith, Ruel, Jeff, Kenny and Amy, Ken, Danny, Hans, William, Jamie, Graham, and Ben. To the other guys out there that are going through either divorce or some other serious struggle in their life, I seriously highly recommend reaching out to your old friends, even if they're from 20 or 30 years ago. Just call them and just have a conversation. And I think that you'll find this very, very helpful. So if you got somebody like that in your life now and they're alive, reach out to them now because they might not be there next year. I had a really close friend of mine die last year. She was only 58 years old and she died in a plastic surgery procedure. It was really, really sad. And that hit me really hard. This would definitely be a person that I would be reaching out to right now to help me through this. And if you are doing great, but you have some friends out there that are going through a struggle, whether it's divorce or a death in their life or something like that, pick up the phone and call them. They will really appreciate it. Believe me, they will appreciate it. I am so grateful to the help that I've gotten from these guy friends in my life that have gotten me through this very difficult situation. I'm also very grateful that I have my 2 kids that have supported me through this. And believe it or not, I'm actually very grateful that I still have Alice in my life. She has been very supportive. And, you know, I'm so glad that we still have a great relationship. I was just sitting down in this awesome spot here beside the Santa Fe River, but unfortunately I didn't realize the ground was still wet. My butt's all wet now. And now I got to make it back up this hill. We'll see if I can make it. Check out this awesome tree here sticking out over the water. A couple of years ago, I would have definitely walked out onto that tree and checked it out. But I'm actually gonna control myself and not walk out there and kill myself. Okay, I decided to just sit on the base of the tree instead of going all the way out on the end. Okay, so where do I go from here? Well, I am gonna keep RVing because that is what I really love to do, and I'm gonna keep traveling. As long as I am physically and mentally capable of traveling, I'm gonna keep doing it. I still have to fly back to Gainesville every 30 days for my infusion treatments. And some days the brain is doing great. Sometimes the body's doing great, and sometimes it's not so great. But as long as I can keep going, I'm gonna keep rocking and traveling. I probably should be putting a plan together for when I can't RV anymore, and we'll have to see how that goes. Right now I'm at Olino State Park, which is in High Springs, about 45 minutes from Gainesville. And then I'm going back to Paynes Prairie State Park, which is on the other side of Gainesville. And I'm in that area because I'm trying to be close to the kids and Alice for Christmas. I'm gonna spend Christmas Day with Alice. I'm actually gonna cook a turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes and the whole thing like we always did for Christmas. And we're doing that at her apartment with my daughter. Hey kids, the turkey's dancing. Let's have some turkey for Christmas. In January, I'm going to Lake Louisa State Park, and then I'm going to Colt Creek and Hillsborough River to be close to the Tampa RV show. I'm not sure if I'm going to the Tampa RV show. I'm all signed up with the media pass and all that kind of stuff. Should I be looking for a different RV at the RV show? Because right now I'm in a 33-foot fifth wheel by myself, and that's really a lot of RV for one guy. So I'm really thinking about downsizing. So we'll see. Should I go to the RV show and check out some new RVs? Then I'm going to be in the Keys for all of February and March, bouncing from Curry Hammock to Bahia Honda to Pennicamp. For the summer, I'm headed back to Canada to camp at my buddy Dave's farm. He has a sailboat. We're going to spend the summer sailing his sailboat. That's the plan for the summer. We'll see how that goes. Now, as far as YouTube goes, I'm going to keep doing the YouTube channel as downsizing makes sense. I'm going to probably keep just doing campground tours. Hopefully I won't be doing any more of those my RV videos. I really, those make good content, but I don't like going through that. I do not have any plans on having another woman in my life. I am really enjoying, living alone and being independent. Now, a dog. Let me see, should I put a dog in my life? Alice unfortunately got scruffy, which, you know, I'm really bummed out about. But when I am in Gainesville, I do get regular visits with Scruffy, and Alice actually offers overnight stays with Scruffy when I'm nearby campgrounds. But the question is, do or should I get my own dog? You know, woman is definitely out. But dog, maybe. What do you think? Should I get a dog? Okay, so what do you think? Should I stay away from women? Should I get my own dog? Please share your comment down there and let me know what you think I should do. Have you got a good story? Have you got a divorce story you want to share? Please share that down there for everybody else to enjoy. Or I guess I should say for everybody to benefit from, maybe. Hopefully we'll see you on the road. And does downsizing make sense? I don't know now.